time Tocky and I make saves like this, or this, every weekend.
This weekend's game was called off again. Due to an unplayable pitch, we will be heading off to play the lads of Beverley Town at Cherry Burton playing fields. Last time out, the game was a close 3-2 loss, which was full of action. Don't adjust screens, the pitch is at a bit of an angle, which did make filming a bit tricky, but with that said, we're into the match. Our first half chance for Archie K, this ball from Kenny down the left had him racing before hitting a cross in, which caught the wind and hit the side netting. Spencer's clear hit was cut out and played up by Joe at the right back for two Beverley players to chase down the left-hand side of the box. After the ball held up a bit in the wind, Kenny and Archie L battled before Archie L came out with it and ran down the left wing before cutting inside at the halfway line. Before finally losing out at his drive forward, Tom then was challenged with Dan, losing out as Dan tried to push on. Dan then lost out with a combination of Spencer and Archie, which saw the ball up in the air again before Jacob battled well against Ethan and Tom. His strong run forward had me out at the edge of my 6-yard line to make a save with my foot. Seeing the ball out of the box, Coops cleared up with Josh. Josh fought hard to win the ball back, winning it and passing it to Alfie at the halfway line, before I passed it back to Spencer. Spencer's loft over the top had Alfie jostling for it against James, who the ball came off and headed back to Jaden in goal. But Josh nipped in and took it off Jaden, rolled the ball home, giving us an early lead as the cameraman failed to get it frantically, lifted over the head of our coaches to try and get it on camera. Sorry, Josh. Archie loses out to Jersey players through the middle to Charlie. His turn pushed forward, played brilliant weighted ball for Ben to run onto, which saw me out again to narrow the angle. His first time shot looked to have beat my outstretched leg, but fortunately for us it also beat the wrong side of my foot post. A bit of a let-off. With not much action before Jaden's kick-out was headed straight to Spencer just in the Beverley half, saw him hit one high and towards goal. With the wind playing havoc on the ball, coupled with Jaden slipping as he came out to claim, the ball saw Alfie nip in as the ball bounced to head into the empty net and doubling our lead. Just the slip here just gave Alfie that room to score. A Beverley free kick from Joe was floated into the box before Tom rose and headed clear. Thor collected the loose ball and hit one back in. The wayward shot then turned into a great pass which had me out to slide in to grab the ball for a boot or a knee conked me on the back of the head. Ouch. James cleared the ball, but Coops cut out before knocking it past two Beverley players. He burst down the left wing, getting it to the byline before cutting it inside the box, before being finally crowded out on the 6-yard line as the ball was cleared out. With nothing of note for several minutes, Joe's long throw from just inside our half saw Kenny clear with 8 pressing. The ball, though, smacked Coops in the face, and loads the ball was collected by Ben, who passed it on into the box for Dan to strike the ball, but the ball was just wide. A Beverley throw and then nearly caught us out as the ball found its way to Dan once again, and his shot from the edge of the box had me full stretch, palming the ball down before covering and sticking a hand on the ball, stopping Jacob from nipping in before finally gathering it up. The recovery save was definitely needed here to stop a certain goal. Dan picks the ball up at halfway line for attempting to pass. The first was cut out by Tom and the second attempt was blocked by Archie K. Tom's clearance saw Beverley come again as the ball played back to Dan. His drive forward beat Spencer, cut inside, Will turning Archie before a nudge saw him down on the edge of the box. The free kick was blocked by the wall. The game was a bit stop-start with injuries and niggling fouls. As half-time loomed, Beverley had this free kick, the well-floated ball over to the far post as 3 snuck behind Archie K to put an unmarked header as the half-time whistle blew at 2-1 up. We had the advantage going into the break despite Beverley probably having enough chances in a tight 2-1 game. An early throw from Ethan was defended, but the clearance was blocked by Archie K. The loose ball was poked away from the defender as Spencer turned inside before lashing one not too far over the bar. The game was becoming scrappy with little chances for each team until this throw was challenged by Chaz, which allowed Josh to nip in and although quickly stopped by James. The ball fell for Alfie, was pressed strongly by James, but with the ball falling to Josh, an advantage played as Josh unleashed a wicked curling shot which brought a top draw save from Jaden for grabbing the shot from Archie K. A throw-in then brought a chance for Beverley to pull level as the ball saw Charlie battling with Coops and Will on the edge of the box. Whether it was Coops from behind or Will in front, a challenge saw Charlie go down for a penalty. Then in a shock turn, Coops was red-carded prior to the kick, saw Ben step up, and as you can see his intention to stick it into the top corner, which luckily for us he just misses. The game had now found a new level of scrappy as it became stop-start slugfest with throw-in after throw-in and silly fouls at midfield as Beverley ramped up to find an equaliser. Beverley played the ball wide here before 11 loft one in for me to catch. A Beverley corner was whipped in high which saw me up to pluck it out the air, giving a bit of time wasting 1-1 as I go down. After a long delay due to a divot in the pitch, Beverley came again with Dan, as he turned Archie on the edge of the box and fizzed one at goal. Unfortunately for him, I grabbed it out of the air. Beverley came again as they pushed for an equaliser with time dwindling, with the runner and a cross from 11 as Chaz chased back for a ball for Dan was cleared to the edge of the box. The subsequent cross in though was again caught in mid-air. My kick down for Archie C to follow was cut out by Joe as Beverley came again down the left, whipping another cross in from deep. This time the pressure was coming. I opted to double fist clear before it came for a third time, only to be met by Archie clearing it out for a throw, and with that time was up. So after a frantic opening, the game fell rather flat in the second half as we ground out the win. Beverley could feel a bit hard done to today as they had better chances and they just didn't get the rub of the green. Coupled with a very scrappy stop-start for about 25 minutes meant the game never really got going in the second half. Hopefully we go again next week playing away to Long Hill. Catch you then.